Hi, my name is John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. Tonight's nightcap, I finish off the oil pump for the Fowler steam traction engine. I get a bit more work done on the Hawker steam engine. I show a little bit of that. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was at a garage doing a thread repair. Garage I used to work at, actually. I worked there for a lot of years. And the bench where I used to work, above the bench there's an old machine lamp welded onto a steel beam. I put that there 40 odd years ago. And I asked the new owner and the seller to have it, so I bring it home and I start to do a little bit of restoration work on that because I'm going to use it in my workshop at home. Quite often get asked what settings I use for a particular welding job. That was 4mm aluminium plate. This is an Artec 260 AC/DC inverter welder. I'm welding on AC. I've got the main welding arm set at 90, but I'm using the foot pedal and I probably won't use all of 90. We'll go to the beginning. First one's pre-flow. I've got no pre-flow gas, don't need all the pedal. Start amps as low as it'll go. Up amps, once again, don't need any. Main welding current 90. AC balance is set at 27%. AC frequency about 100 Hz. Downslope, no downslope, no end amps. In post flow, that's gas that comes out when you finish welding is at about 9 seconds. That setup works all the time on clean aluminium plate. And that's number 3 in the memory on this welder, and it has got 9 memories. I've made an aluminium box to put the pump in. It's a little bit overkill, but I did fancy a little bit of aluminium welding. Right, so the pump's going to go inside of there with the plunger. No, it goes that way. The plunger goes inside, the pump stops outside, then we can pump some oil into it. So I need to drill a hole roughly in the middle of there to mount the pump. I've got a varying assortment of hole cutters, none of which are particularly good, but we can get a hole through there. It's only soft aluminium. Well, basically, a better drill. Aluminium stuck in the flutes. Used to call these aerial hole cutters because in the day used to fit lots of aerials. I'll try this big one. I'm going to fit aerials to cars nowadays. Come with aerials ready fitted normally. Doing alright. And it does do the job quite nicely. A little bit bigger. Nearly there though. Right, that's going to fit on there quite nicely. Could have been a little bit higher, will be alright. We'll drill a hole through there, get it mounted, get some oil in, and see if I can get it working. I'm going to make a rubber gasket just to seal it. If we're going to go overkill, it'll do it properly. These are handy wad punches. As a set of wad punches come through the post to make it work. I've got no idea who sent us them, but thank you very much. I've already used them. They're a splendid set. I'm going to use them now to put that little bolt hole in. They're a really nice set, really sharp. As long as you cut on something soft like that block of wood, it'll basically last forever. Put a little hole in just about there. Absolutely splendid. I've actually made this box upside down. I should have had it tall. Never mind, I've made it now. So right, so pump goes in there like that. Nothing bolts through there. John, man. I think I thought that part went into the oil, not just the pumping element. Anyway, I'm sure it'll work. Right, so put a pair of grips on it. I think it'll seal that top end quite nicely, because I made the box the wrong way around, so basically nothing fits. Right. Well, I can't get the pump in. Oh, I tell you what it is, it was only be a fraction of an inch, so I can't get that bastard thing into there by. There you go. I'm now ready to submit here. Right, that's a pump in. Back to where we were. Right. Okay, so now hopefully try to get this to work. This is steam cylinder oil. Really thick stuff it is, lovely. Special oil for the high temperature steam. Right, there's something Jenny. Right, it's pumping oil. That's the way the bleed screw goes. I haven't got a bleed screw for it. I'm just going to put a little ball bearing there and clamp it shut. This is going to be messy. I can tell it's going to be messy, but I don't really care. I do like a little bit of mess. I did buy a box of assorted ball bearings, and I've got no idea where I put them. It was a nice assortment of stainless steel balls. the end is where they are. Right, so hopefully a little clamp on there should stop that from pissing oil out. Also a little bleed port. Right, that's possibly got that blanked off. Right, there's oil coming out past the pressure relief valve, which is meant to, or past the one wheel valve, which it's meant to. That's going to be messy, this. I think we'll probably put something in there instead of poking my hand in. Right, so that'll go in there. And that's pumping oil out where it's meant to come out of. Out to the end of there. That's the feeding to the engine. So basically say that this thing is now, which a lot of pressure behind there as well. I would say that was working. It's leaking past there, but I haven't got the blanking valve for it. It only has a really short stroke when it's working, but it's definitely pumping oil. One thing I need to do before giving it back is just put a couple of little pop marks in here, just to stop that valve from unscrewing. That's all it takes. Better. Right, that's the valve locked in. Splendid. Quite a lot of the work I do now is broken studs, thread repairs, helicards, that sort of thing. I was in a garage 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was actually the garage where I served my time all them years ago, and it's 15, 16 years since I actually worked there. And I did a repair on a car, and next to the car was the workbench I used to work on, and there was this lamp. This lamp came off a really old milling machine that we bought, and I put a bracket onto it and I welded onto a beam next to the vise, and I got my iron and it was there. It had probably never been used for I don't know how long. At least 40 years ago that I put it on the wall, and I asked the new owner if I could have it, and they were only too happy to let us have it. So I brought it home. It's absolutely filthy. It wants a good clean up. It has got a plug on. I'm not sure if I'm going to plug it in and try it, see if it still works. I probably will. I know I shouldn't, but I probably will. And then I'll strip it, rebuild it, and put a new lead in. And I'm going to put it above this bench, where I do quite a lot of filing work because my eyes aren't what they used to be. So I think what I'm going to do is actually plug it in, and we'll switch it on and see if it still works. Right, we'll power it up, see if it works. It come on, and straight away it tripped out the breaker, so there's a fault on it. I wouldn't expect it to work after all these years. I suppose I shouldn't have done that, but lots of things you shouldn't do. It is a nice light. These are sort of that people actually put them in their houses now. They clean them up. I'm going to put it in the workshop where it's supposed to be, but it's exactly what it is. The wire's quite badly perished, so I have to put new wires in it, and I'll put an earth on it. We'll take it apart and see what we're going to find inside it. First thing to remove the old power cord. It used to have modern colours in there, it's blue and red, but that is obviously scrap. It's an aluminium box. We'll take the top off the box. See what lurks inside of here. I did wire this up, I'm sure I did all them years ago. Just clean up nice. I won't paint it, I'll just clean it up, and well, there's water running out of it, which is not a good sign, I suppose. It's water and electric doesn't really mix very well. Screw missing from there. I'm sure I'll be able to find something for there. Right, oh, not too horrible at all. piece of twin core flex running up through the lamp. Terminal block, and it has got an earth on it, so that's basically safe enough. Nothing bolt through there. We'll take that apart. There should be a gasket there, I'm not quite sure where that goes. Got a proper gland in there. Rubber gasket, I don't know exactly where it goes. It's been stuck on the base of there, I think, just to protect the wire. Better than I thought it would have been. A wash and a bit of brake cleaner, I think. Let's take it to the crud of it. I'm going to replace that wire regardless. I'm not going to be tempted to leave it, so I'm going to chop it off, so I've got to replace it. Cork gasket on the bottom of there. It's been in a really filthy environment with brake dust and oil spraying. But it'll clean up quite nicely. We'll get the thicker stuff up with this. A lot of years of muck and dust and shite inside of here. It's actually enamelled on there. Original finish will be white enamel to stand the heat, because it'll run a probably 100 watt incandescent light bulb. There was no fancy bulbs on this was made. Some of these on the machines ran 50 volts lighting, which is probably what was in it originally. Right, we'll have a look inside of here. Screw heads are in good condition, so it hasn't been stripped before. There should be a nut in there with a spring-loaded thing to stop that. A bit friction on there. I don't think that's working. We'll have a look in there. Right, so there's a switch. The tow wires that operate it. That's all straightforward enough. Connections and they are all loose. Possibly why we've had so much. And that nut there is loose. There's what they call a Belleville washer, with spring washer in there. I'm going to have that removed. The lock nut. When they made things, when this was made, they actually made them, there was a bit of care when they didn't know, a bit of quality. Some writing on there, I'm quite sure what it says, but we'll clean it up and have a look. nice switch. See, the terminals on there are loose, the wires have been shuffling about. And that nut there wants tightening up so it gets its friction back on there. I've cleaned it up and it's got in there lower volt light, which is lower voltage. It would have been originally 50 volt. I'm going to wire it to 40 and put an earth on it. It's through an RCD, and there's only me uses it, so you could put a transformer onto it and put a 12 volt bulb in, I suppose, but that's not what I'm going to do. Need to get this wire out of here and replace the wire. I've cut the end off on purpose, so I've got to replace it. You don't want to be using old wire like that. It'll be broken in here because it's bent and flexed over the years. Chances are if we can get that cut open, there'll be damage in there. Well, the wire's actually in pretty good condition, but they used to break where they were flexed like that. We'll get some decent flex and rewire it. Right, and that's it. That's the wire removed. It probably would have been alright, but it does damage to the insulation. It's not worth the risk. A bit more clean up and then some new wires putting through it. Some writing on there, I'm not quite sure what it says. Remove this cover to adjust pressure. Yeah. This is a bit of quality here. I like it. British patent. That paint was designed to have brake cleaner on it. Yeah, a bit clean up and some new wire, it'll be good to go for another 40 years, I suppose. That's the friction device for the top. I've pulled these two lock tabs across, and if we tighten that nut up, it'll put a bit more load on the spring washer in there. That's better, it's got a bit more drag on it now. Yeah, we can lock them back over, and that's going to, I mean, it's all the years of moving it, it's caused it to just to wear a little bit, I suppose. We lock them back over, it'll be ready to go again.